Dear Libra soul, today is not just another day, it's a cosmic turning point. A legal breakthrough is unfolding in your favor, and whether you expected it or not, your name is on the verdict. The universe is delivering justice. Welcome back to Zodiac Whisper Tarot, your sacred space of truth, alignment, and divine timing. And if this is your first time here, know that you were not brought here by accident. Something greater has guided you, a whisper from the stars, a nudge from spirit, or maybe that quiet voice within that said, "Click now." Because Libra, this message was prepared for you. Yes, for you. Something is shifting. The air feels different. Your intuition has been signaling for days, and now the moment has arrived. A divine document, energetically or literally, is being signed with your name on it. Today, December 3rd, the planetary alignment is powerful beyond words. Venus, your ruling planet, forms a transformational trine with Pluto, the planet of hidden power, resurrection, and karmic rewards. Simultaneously, Saturn, the enforcer of truth and divine law, opens a rare cosmic portal that activates justice. This is not symbolism. This is spiritual law unfolding. You are entering a rare judgment window. A karmic case is closing. And it's closing in your favor. If you felt forgotten, overlooked, delayed, today is your restoration. If you've whispered prayers into the night asking for a sign, this is it. If you've waited years for clarity, answers, or compensation, the energy is here. So Libra, take a deep breath and stay present. There are no coincidences when your soul is this aligned with cosmic truth. Let me take a moment to thank you truly for being here. Your presence, your energy, your trust. It matters. Every like, every comment, every time you hit subscribe, you bring this channel deeper into divine service. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being part of the Zodiac Whisper Tarot family. But before we dive deeper, I want to ask you something from the heart. What did your soul do to call in this message today? Was it a prayer? A decision to walk away? A quiet knowing that enough was enough? Whatever it was, I want you to anchor it now. Write in the comments below, "I am ready to receive the justice meant for me." Because the moment you declare it, you shift your timeline. You tell the universe, "I'm open. I'm aligned. I'm listening." So stay with me, Libra. What's coming next in this reading will confirm what you've long suspected, that justice was never denied, it was delayed to be delivered perfectly. And trust me, you'll want to hear every word. The cards do not lie. The energy is real. The transformation begins now. Let's go deeper. Sometimes what feels like silence is actually preparation. Libra, in this moment of stillness before movement, the Ace of Swords and Knight of Swords arrive not simply as cards but as energetic messengers of momentum. Their combined appearance tells us something is accelerating on your behalf. The truth that has been circling just beyond your reach is about to make contact. An official message through email, phone call, or certified document is drawing closer. But this is not just about receiving news. It's about receiving clarity. A clarity that will cut through years of fog, self-doubt, and waiting. You see, truth is not always immediate. It is sacred. And sometimes it requires the weight of divine timing to give it impact. Like a sword being sharpened before battle, your clarity was being refined. Libra, you asked, why is justice taking so long? The answer may not have been spoken in words, but it was always forming in unseen realms. Justice delayed is not justice denied, it is often protection in disguise. You were not forgotten. You were being held back for alignment, not rejection. And now, alignment has arrived. When the Knight of Swords gallops into a spread, it never does so quietly. His energy is fast, focused, and decisive. He's not bringing vague possibilities, he's delivering finality. This card doesn't ask you to guess, it announces. That's why it's important you ground yourself before this message arrives. It's not just paperwork or a phone ring. It's a door swinging open, a karmic answer finally reaching the threshold of your real life. Be present for it. The Ace of Swords sharpens that urgency. It is the sword of truth, revelation, and mental breakthrough. This card is both a beginning and a conclusion. It marks the end of deception and the start of undeniable truth. If you felt gaslight, dismissed, or uncertain about a legal issue, family arrangement, contract, or verbal agreement, this card clears the noise. It doesn't wait for anyone's opinion. The sword speaks for itself. But let's look deeper. Because on a soul level, this isn't just about a legal win. It's about being liberated from a system of thought that told you justice wasn't yours to claim. This moment is the key that frees you not just externally, but internally. And when freedom begins within, no external force can ever steal it again. In our busy, overstimulated lives, we often forget how sacred stillness is. And yet stillness is where prayers are heard most clearly. Perhaps you've whispered words into your pillow at night like, "God, just show me one sign that you haven't forgotten me." And though the response didn't come the next day, it was recorded in the heavens. Quietly, faithfully, the universe began moving things for you. There are countless stories, real, modern-day miracles of people receiving unexpected calls, letters, and verdicts that shifted entire generations. Perhaps yours is one of them. So in this space, Libra, pause. Before rushing to check your inbox or wondering who will deliver the message, return inward. Set your intention. You can simply say, "I open my heart to receive what has always belonged to me." Say it out loud. Write it. Whisper it into your morning tea. There is power in spoken clarity, just as there is power in divine documentation. In the next 72 hours, keep your energy open. Let your schedule have space for surprise. Something long awaited is on its way, not because you chased it, but because you finally became still enough to allow it to reach you. Your name is on it. The justice is yours. And it will arrive exactly on time. What's most remarkable about this moment, Libra, is not what the universe is giving you but what you've already created through your own quiet persistence. The presence of the magician and the star in your reading is not simply a cosmic coincidence. It is a mirror. It reflects the reality that you, yourself, have become the channel through which the miracle flows. The magician doesn't wait for perfect conditions, he makes the conditions align. He works with what's available, with the tools at hand, and through focus, belief, and clarity of will manifests. In many ways, Libra, that is exactly what you've been doing without even realizing it. Every time you chose patience over reaction, clarity over confusion, hope over despair, you were already casting the spell of your own breakthrough. The star appears when the soul is ready to heal. After long seasons of uncertainty, its light returns to guide you not to something new, but to something long promised. It reminds you that faith doesn't always look loud or dramatic. Sometimes it looks like a whispered yes before sleep. Sometimes it's a quiet refusal to give up, even when no one else sees what you're holding on to. You didn't quit, Libra. And that matters more than you know. In energy work and spiritual law, what we anchor with belief becomes form. Thoughts become energetic blueprints. Intentions become invitations. And while the outer world may not respond instantly, the inner realm is always moving. You've been building this manifestation day by day through micro-movements, choosing grace instead of resentment, letting go instead of clinging, trusting instead of forcing. Those aren't small things. They're everything. There's a common idea that breakthroughs happen because someone powerful intervenes. But in truth, many breakthroughs arrive when you become the one who refuses to be a victim of circumstance. You didn't need someone to save you. You needed to remember your power. The magician is the awakened you, someone who recognizes that alignment with truth is far more powerful than control over outcomes. You may have prayed for a miracle in the quiet hours, asked God or the universe, or even just whispered into the dark, "Please, show me I'm not alone in this." While answers may not have shown up overnight, they were never denied. Sometimes heaven's timing is slower than our fear wants, but faster than we deserve. And in those spaces in between, you built strength. You cultivated faith. And now, the star shines. Not just above you but from within you. There's something sacred in realizing that your healing didn't come through escape, but through resilience. That the peace you now feel wasn't handed to you, it was grown in silence. Like a garden tended without applause. You watered your faith with unseen tears. You fed your hope when others walked away. And all of it matters now. The star confirms, your light was never lost. It was just covered, waiting for the right moment to be revealed. If today feels like an energetic turning point, honor it. Take a moment to breathe and simply acknowledge how far you've come. You're not who you were a year ago. Even your pain has been recycled into wisdom. Say this gently to yourself: I am no longer waiting for miracles. I am walking in them. Let that truth echo inside you. Because this moment you're in, you summoned it. Not because you forced it, but because you believed in it, even when no one else did. And if something in your heart knows this is true, take a moment and share it. Leave a comment below and simply write, "I claimed this miracle before I could see it." That one sentence, anchored with sincerity, creates a ripple. Not just for you, but for others who are still in the silence, still in the waiting. Remind them, through your presence, that the light always returns. And now, Libra, it's your time to shine. Sometimes, the answers we've been seeking aren't far away, they've simply been waiting for us to be ready. Libra, the energy of the hermit and the moon in this part of your journey is a quiet yet undeniable confirmation that a hidden truth is about to emerge, not to disrupt you, but to liberate you. These two archetypes, when they appear together, do not suggest chaos. Instead, they whisper of spiritual intelligence, subtle shifts, and the kind of revelations that only arrive when your soul is fully prepared to receive them. You may have sensed it for a while, that something beneath the surface was unfinished, unresolved, or perhaps even withheld from you. Not out of malice, but out of timing. There could be a document, a long-lost agreement, or a family truth buried in the silence of past generations that's been energetically tugging at your awareness. The moon speaks of illusions and secrets, yes, but also of intuition that grows brighter in the darkness. This card isn't here to confuse you, it's here to help you trust what you've already felt. That inner nudge? That instinct that something was missing or not fully revealed? You weren't wrong. You were discerning. The Hermit reinforces this by reminding you that answers are rarely loud. They don't come crashing through the door. They flicker like lantern light, guiding you slowly through the unknown. And through this, your own inner wisdom has been maturing. You've been walking through emotional fog, not just with patience but with quiet resilience. That's something not everyone sees, but I see it, and so does the energy around you. The presence of the King of Swords in this context is especially powerful. This is someone with both authority and clarity, someone who deals in facts, documentation, truth. Whether it's a legal advisor, a judge, a family elder, or even someone unexpectedly aligned with your purpose, this person is stepping into your story to bring truth to light. They are not emotional, they are precise. And that is exactly what this situation requires. The truth that's emerging may initially feel intense or even unsettling, but it will realign your sense of justice, identity, and legacy. And then there is Judgment, a card that so many fear, yet so few understand deeply. It doesn't arrive to punish. It arrives to wake you up. It says, you are no longer bound by the past, but you must look at it clearly if you are to walk freely into the future. Libra, this is a holy moment. It's not just about being right or being compensated. It's about being cleared. It's about having your story, your real story, brought into the light and finally understood. Not only by others, but by yourself. In practical terms, this could mean a reopening of a case, the unearthing of a will, the recovery of a misfiled deed, or the unlocking of a long-lost truth in your family line. Energetically, this means you are no longer walking with the weight of something that wasn't yours to carry. You are being released from the fog of confusion and doubt. You are being seen. In times like these, I often remember the simplest truths are the most healing. Light doesn't force its way in, it is invited. So invite it, Libra. Quietly, confidently. You can even say to yourself, I am ready to see clearly. I am not afraid of the truth, I am guided by it. You'll be amazed at how quickly that invitation begins to move things. And if this resonates with you, share it. Let others know they're not alone in their waiting, they're wondering. Comment below, I am ready to receive what has been hidden. Sometimes, a few honest words are the key that opens the door you've been standing in front of all along. You are not lost. You are arriving. After a long season of uncertainty, Libra, the energy now begins to settle into something fertile, tangible, and beautifully grounded. The Empress and the Four of Wands together carry a message not just of financial blessing, but of emotional and domestic anchoring, something your soul has been quietly craving. While the previous parts of this journey were about truth, clarity, and release, this next phase whispers a softer promise: growth. Not rushed. Not chaotic. But real, rooted growth that begins to manifest where you live, how you feel, and what you allow to flourish in your care. The Empress is not just a card of abundance, it is a symbol of divine nurturing. She reminds you that wealth isn't only about numbers in a bank account. True abundance is the ability to create and sustain life, to bring beauty out of struggle, and to offer security not just to yourself, but to those you love. Her presence here is especially powerful if you've been carrying the weight of responsibility, financial or emotional, for others, especially as a caregiver, a mother, or a Libra woman navigating life on your own. This is a sign that help is coming, not just in words, but in form, in checks, contracts, gifts, or long-delayed support finally finding its way to you. The Four of Wands anchors this energy into the realm of the home. It speaks of domestic peace, housing upgrades, relocations that feel like freedom, or the joy of finally having your name on a property or lease that brings lasting relief. It also hints at reunions, healing rifts in family, coming back together after tension, or simply allowing yourself to rest in a space that feels truly yours. Home is not just a place, Libra. It's a frequency. And this card confirms, you're about to find or return to it. Sometimes abundance doesn't rush in through dramatic windfalls. It arrives through practical, consistent support, the kind that gives you room to breathe again. Perhaps it's an inheritance that was held up, now finally released. Or a government approval, legal compensation, or property that is officially being transferred to your name. Perhaps it's even a long-awaited contract that allows your business to grow with clarity and joy. Whatever the form, the energy behind it is the same. You are no longer in survival mode. You are stepping into stability. Color and energy are deeply connected. If you want to enhance this vibration in your daily space, consider wearing or surrounding yourself with soft tones like olive green, creamy whites, and soft gold. These hues energetically support your desire for peace, clarity, and solid foundations. They ground your intentions in both grace and quiet strength. In the law of attraction, we speak of acting as if. Not faking, but aligning. When you open your day with a posture of gratitude and as if the abundance is already in motion, you become a magnet for more of it. And what the Empress teaches us is that being receptive is not passive. It is an active choice to believe you are worthy of receiving what nourishes you. I've seen time and time again how someone's life can transform overnight through what seemed like the smallest shift, a single phone call, a legal approval, a key handed over. I know someone who waited years for compensation after a business failure, and just when they nearly gave up, the payment arrived. It wasn't the money that changed them. It was the sense of being seen, restored, and freed from the weight of waiting. That's what's coming to you. So if you're feeling this, take a quiet moment and write in the comments, I am open to receive the stability I deserve. Let it be both a prayer and a declaration. Libra, what's ahead is not about fighting anymore. It's about flourishing. You're not just finding your place, you're rebuilding it. Brick by brick. Blessing by blessing. And this time, you don't have to do it all alone. And now, Libra, we come to a sacred completion. There's a unique kind of stillness that arrives not in waiting but in knowing. The presence of the world and judgment together is rare and deeply transformative. It tells us that something you've been circling perhaps for years has finally come full circle. You've reached the edge of the old chapter, and the door to the new one isn't just open, it's calling your name. This isn't a moment of subtle change. It's a cosmic declaration. You made it. You endured. You learned. And now you are ready to rise. The world is often misunderstood as an ending, but in truth, it's a revelation. It reflects the completion of a karmic cycle, emotional, legal, financial, or relational, and shows that you've integrated the lessons that once felt unbearable. You are not the same person who started this journey. And because of that, you no longer need to repeat the pain. Something inside you has shifted permanently. A pattern has been broken. The spiritual orbit you were trapped in has dissolved. And as this energetic circle closes, it forms the foundation of a brand new path. When judgment arrives alongside it, it doesn't judge your past. It honors your growth. This is not about punishment. It is about resurrection. In the metaphysical sense, judgment is the card of awakening. It represents the moment when your life is reevaluated under the light of who you've become, not who you once were. Libra, your actions, your quiet sacrifices, your truth-telling, and your unshakable integrity were not ignored. They were recorded. And now the energy that once worked against you is being rerouted to work for you. What was withheld will be returned. What was denied will be restored. What was hidden will be revealed and used to elevate you. It's no accident that today, numbers like 333 and 1111 are showing up for you. These aren't just angel numbers for aesthetics theory, energetic signals. 333 is a divine confirmation that you're not walking this new path alone. You are supported by an energy greater than yourself, a frequency of grace that meets you in the present and helps carry you forward. And 1111 is a doorway. Not everyone sees it when it opens. But those who do feel a deep sense that something bigger is unfolding. That their steps are no longer random, but orchestrated. This entire journey you've walked through disappointment, delay, heartbreak, and injustice has not been wasted time. It has been sacred preparation. You had to become strong enough to hold the life you asked for. Not strong in the way the world defines strength, but strong in faith, in trust, in vision. Many people abandon their path when things get dark. You didn't. And that matters. You may even feel a moment of emotional release as this truth lands. A sense that your tears have been seen, your efforts acknowledged, your soul understood. This is not just closure. This is a coronation. You are being moved from surviving to thriving, not because of luck, but because of alignment. And the final word the universe gives you today is simple: you are free now. If you've been seeing these signs, and this message stirs something within you, take a moment and write in the comments below, "I close this chapter with grace and I step into my divine path." Say it not as a wish, but as a vow. Your time of being overlooked is over. Your time of wondering if the breakthrough will come is behind you. From now on, you walk forward not with fear but with faith in the path you've built with your own hands. The world confirms it. Judgment seals it. And your heart already knows it. Libra, you've come so far farther than even you may realize. This journey has not been about waiting for someone to save you or for luck to intervene. It's been about you finding the strength to keep standing, even when everything inside you whispered to give up. And yet, here you are. Today, December 3rd, isn't just another day on the calendar, it's a divine turning point. A legal or spiritual resolution is arriving. And it's not just going to change a few details, it's going to transform the direction of your entire story. This is the moment when you stop asking, "When will it be my turn?" and start realizing. It already is. I want to invite you now to take a breath, not just a breath to relax, but a breath to release. Release the old cycle. Release the identity of the one who always had to fight harder, wait longer, or prove more. You're no longer the seeker of justice. You are the receiver of it. This shift is happening because of your alignment, your integrity, your decision to keep showing up for yourself, even when the road was lonely. The universe didn't miss your effort. And the outcome that's arriving isn't random, it's earned. So let me ask you gently, what would it feel like to finally let go of the belief that things have to be hard in order to be true? What if this next chapter didn't require struggle but surrender? Could you allow yourself to believe that it's safe to receive? That you deserve peace not because you suffered enough, but because your soul came here to live in truth, not tension? This is not just the end of an old legal, emotional, or karmic cycle, it is the beginning of a completely different reality. You are being invited to participate in it consciously. So here's what I encourage you to do: speak it, type it, write it. Say, I accept the victory that divine justice has prepared for me. Declare it, not because you're hoping, but because you know deep down. You're ready. Ready to live without the weight of old burdens. Ready to move through life with clarity, confidence, and conviction. Ready to be seen as the winner, not the wounded. You are not a victim of fate. You are a student of alignment. And now, you are a vessel for fulfillment. If this message awakens something in you, even just a quiet yes inside your chest, I want to ask you to do 3 things. First, leave a comment below and affirm what you're claiming today. Tell me, what truth are you ready to live out loud? What cycle are you closing with grace? Second, if this video helped you reconnect with your power, your peace, or your purpose, hit like. It's not just a button. It's a ripple of resonance, a way of telling the universe, yes, I'm receiving this. And third, subscribe to this channel Zodiac Whisper Tarot, because this space exists not just to predict your life, but to help you co-create it. This is a sacred moment, Libra. One that will not come again in the same way. So hold it close. Trust that what has been spoken over your life in the quiet by your ancestors, by your higher self, by the divine was never forgotten. It is being fulfilled now. I pray your next steps feel lighter. I pray your home is filled with peace. And I pray that the justice now unfolding in your life brings you the kind of healing that doesn't just end the story but begins a brand new one. One written in your voice. On your terms. With your truth. And as always, from my heart to yours, thank you for being here. Thank you for your energy, your presence, and your courage. You are never alone in this sacred unfolding. Stay grounded. Stay open. Stay ready. Because everything you've waited for is already on its way.